Welcome. My name is Mrs. Becky Czar, and this is a little preview of what my lessons will look like for my SAT, ACT vocabulary classes. And the one that I'm using for the example is from level 1, which is level 1 out of 4, and this is set number 4. So this is just like I said, a preview of what would typically happen within the classes if you're wondering what would happen. All right, so welcome to class. This is set number 4, and these are our words of the week. So look them over. We have a fun little word cloud here. Look them over and see if there are any that you recognize. Do you know any of these words already? Are there any words that you're like, oh my goodness, Mrs. Czar, are you even sure that's a word? Okay, great. So let's go ahead and dive in. We are going to start our first poll. You'll have 45 seconds to answer. And this is great practice because this is similar to what you will experience in the SAT and the ACT vocabulary sections. You're going to have a certain amount of time to take the whole test. So this is a small section of that. And you're trying to figure out what is going on with that word. Now, this is also great because it helps me to know what you already know. So if you are having trouble on a certain one, then I can spend a little more time going in depth with that. If you already know the word, then we can save that time for another word you may not know. Okay, so I'm going to start the activity here. In our first poll, which word means faithful obligation to a lord or allegiance to a ruler? Is it A, laggard, B, obsequies, C, fealty, or D, follow? So then students would have some time to answer the question here. And the correct answer for this one is fealty. So we're going to click that and choose submit. And the answer has been submitted. Now, when I have all of the answers, I share that out to everyone. And you can see, oh, 100% of the class said fealty because it was just me. But if there were other answers, you would see that on there as well. Then we dive into the word itself. So yes, fealty is the correct answer. It is a noun meaning faithful obligation to a lord or allegiance to a ruler. So for your exemplifying picture here, I have a knight because they would swear fealty to a lord, that obligation to them. Now, this word actually starts all the way back with Proto-Indo-European, and this is kind of a theoretical mother language where linguists have traced back, based off of our current languages, they've traced it back to this one source language in this region, in the Indo-European region. So tracing that back, we get ved, which is to trust, confide, or persuade. From there, it goes into Latin as fidelis or fidelitatem, meaning faithfulness and fidelity. Old French gets it as fielte or fealty, loyalty, fidelity, homage sworn by a vassal to his overlord, like a knight. English gets it as fealty, fidelity, around 1300. And then finally, we get fealty, loyalty to a king or lord in English. Now, my example sentence for this, the vassal swore fealty to Sir Robert, the regional lord, in order to begin his formal training. Then we go to a new slide where you are able to share your own example sentences for this word. So what you'll do is type in the box down here your own example sentence, and we usually take turns going through the class, but anyone who has an example sentence they like is welcome to put it up on the board for everyone to see. Now I'm going to just type one in here and we'll go from there and see what we have. So fealty was important to the structure of medieval society. Okay, that could be my example sentence. And I can add an image there too if I like. But for this, I'm not going to. Then it pops up here and we can like it, we can heart each other's. The teacher can see that, everyone sees it at the same time. Okay, so when we're done with this one, we can go on to the next slide, and I share synonyms and antonyms for each word. So for fealty, our synonyms could include faithfulness, loyalty, constancy, devotion, duty, or fidelity. Now, on the antonym side, our opposites, you could have faithlessness, disloyalty, inconstancy, treachery, unsteadiness, or traitorous. And then at this point, I usually throw it out to the students and I say, okay, is there any other words that you think would fit here? And we talk about what other words they think might fit on either the synonym or the antonym side. All right, so that's basically the structure of the class for each of the words. And then we have a fun wrap up game at the end, a fun competition, either a time to climb, which is a little class competition, or matching cards, a quizzes, a Kahoot, something like that to make it fun and see what the students know. And then finally, I give out a PDF at the end of class, and it is a quick study guide. And it has each of the words from class, the example picture, the definition, synonyms, antonyms, example sentence, the word origin, just like the first one or two, and the picture, if I hadn't said that already. So those are great for students to be able to print out, keep, and they can put them in a 3-ring binder, have them ready to go to study. Okay, so this has been just a little preview of what my classes look like. Again, this was from level 1, set 4, and we're working our way through. Eventually, there will be all the way up to level 4. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer them, and I hope to see you in class soon. Bye.